former New Jersey governor and also co-host here at The View. Christie is no longer running to be the Republican nominee for president, but he remains one of the loudest warning voices the GOP has. That, you know who is a threat to everything. Please welcome author of the new book, What Would Reagan Do? Christie.
I'll start this off.
All right.
I was very glad to see that you took a risk as a GOP candidate. You know, I mean, and you were outspoken against Trump. It warmed my heart to see that somebody in the tent was taking him on. The others did not. But unfortunately, it did not resonate with the base at all. So you dropped out a few weeks ago. Yep. So have you had some time to reflect on this whole adventure that you were on? And is there anything you would have changed?
Nothing I would have changed.
You would have done the same thing.
Yeah. Look, what it shows is it's a really hard job to change a party.
Yeah.
And you can't do it by yourself. And so when you go out, as I look back on it, yes, about reflection, the biggest reflection I have is that the race in the primary was over the night of the first debate. Because it was the biggest audience we'd ever have. The people, by definition, who were watching were people who were at least willing to consider somebody else. Because if you were tied to Trump, why would you even watch? He wasn't there. And when 6 of the 8 people on the stage raised their hand and said, I will support him even if he's a convicted felon, what it told the voters was, this is okay. Being a convicted felon is okay. It's normal behavior. And when I got booed by 8,000 people for not raising my hand, right, that shows that, when you hear all these people, and I said this a number of times, in private, Republicans in the House, in the Senate, governors, all say to you, he's awful, it's an abomination, it's going to be terrible. But none of them have the guts to stand up because they love their title more than they love their country.
That's disgusting. That's disgraceful.
We've said that before. It's party before country, which is unfortunate.
They just, they're worried about a primary. They're worried about him coming out against them. And what they should learn is that, I think, is that what you're going to be really judged for over the long haul is what you stand for. Who you are and what you stand for. And
that's what Liz Cheney said.
And they're going to have to live with having been with him. And
did they all raise their hand, or what? You were the
6 of the 8. It was everybody but me and Asa Hutchinson.
And he's gone too.
Yes, he is. Yeah. So it was me and Asa are the only ones who didn't. Everybody else did.
Well, let me and I thought that was disqualifying for them immediately.
I said that
on this show.
Which made me a lot of friends too.
Yes. Oh, same here. I got death threats. Okay, so now you've said if Trump is reelected, the White House will face a huge personal problem during a personnel problem during a vendetta presidency. Can you please explain that, and any guesses who will fill the jobs in his administration?
Well, first off, the reason there's going to be a huge problem is because everybody who has worked for him has the same experience. When you walk in, you trade at 100 cents on the dollar. You are the greatest thing, the best person he's ever hired, the most wonderful person in the world.
I have a framed tweet he wrote about me. I was awesome.
Right, you're incredible. And you will trade to zero. The only question is, how long will it take? Reince Priebus, it took 5 months. Anthony Scaramucci, it took 11 days.
Oh, he was the 11 days.
Right? Anthony was 11 days. General Kelly, it took him 18 months, but everybody does that. So if you're a good, smart person, Republican or Democrat or independent in this country, and Donald Trump calls you and asks you to do a job, why would you ever do it? You see the way he treats you by the end of it.
Unless you put your party before your country and your power before your country.
But almost never does somebody put their party before their personal interest. And everyone has to have a career after they leave the government. And if he kicks the crap out of you on the way out the door and makes you look like you're an imbecile, well, then it doesn't help you to have served in government on a personal level. So who will serve? Only yes people. Only people will just look at him and say, yes, sir, you can do whatever you want. Yes, sir, that's permissible. And you think about how crazy the first term was, when he had really smart, competent people around him who pushed back really hard against him and stopped him. I was there many times when he was stopped from doing things that either some of the crazy people in his administration were suggesting he do or were his own crazy ideas. There won't be anybody there to do that. And the other thing that people don't get about him is when he became president in 2017, he was scared to death of the presidency. Scared.
Because he didn't know what he was doing.
No idea.
Yeah.
And what he was afraid of most was screwing up.
Yeah.
He will have no such fear this time.
He came in worrying about that?
Well,
He
and
did.
not thinking about
he
re-election
want to make a fool of himself. Look, for someone who personal vanity is everything.
Yeah.
Personal vanity and what people write about him, say about him, is the way he judges himself.
He's also fear of failure is intense.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because he knows he's not good.
Yeah.
So he just doesn't want anybody else to find out.
Right.
Too late.
Well, secret's out.
Secret is out.
Too late. Everybody knows, dude. Everybody knows.
So I want to ask you, you and I had our back and forth about Nikki Haley last time you were here, and I know you don't want to support her, and I respect that that's your decision. My question is this, and for lack of a better term, those of us who are on the never Trump side of things, I worry the reason our efforts don't do better than they do is because we can't coalesce around anything. What is the option for you if not Trump or Biden? Is it a third party run?
Well, we'll see who's going to come forward, if there is someone that comes forward on a third party. Look, we have two awful choices here, in my view. And it's not just my opinion. I mean, it's a majority of the American
One's
people.
like the Antichrist, and the other one has at least passed some infrastructure bills, things like that. Would you vote for a Biden?
Everybody, look, I don't know who all the choices are going to be yet, so I'm not going to commit. The only thing I will commit to is I'm not voting for Trump under any circumstances.
So if Biden is the candidate, you know, I would have more respect from before you if you would say.
I don't want you to have any more respect for me than you do now. We'll start to feel really uneasy.
I know, but I can't be in love with you if you would say right now I would vote for Biden against Trump.
I can't say that because I don't know who all the choices are going to be.
I'm telling you,
what if it's a good third party?
Okay, well, that's a perfectly fair. Can I just to follow up? So last time you were on the show,
I know
you said you had full confidence Trump will lose the general election. I wish I had your confidence because now we have battleground polls out of 7 states that have him beating Biden by double digits. Considering it's too late in the race probably to replace Joe Biden, do you recognize there's a very real chance Donald Trump could be president again?
Well, look, if it comes down to he and Biden, of course there's a chance. But this is the way I look at it. First of all, polls in March, who cares?
Thank you.
Nobody's focused yet or really paying attention except for people like us. So, and everybody knows who we're voting for or not voting for. So that's done.
We don't know who you're voting for.
I said we're not voting for. We're not voting for. But this is the way I look at it. When you look back at 2020, Trump lost to Biden because of Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Arizona. He won those 5 states in 16. He lost them to Biden in 20, and that's what flipped it. And he lost in those states because in suburban Milwaukee, suburban Detroit, suburban Philly, suburban Atlanta, and suburban Phoenix, suburban women abandoned him in large numbers. And so what I ask people is, okay, so what has happened in the last 4 years?
That would
They're going to make those suburban women go, oh, all right, I made a mistake. I'm really for Biden. These choices come down to, unfortunately for us, what's up and what's available. And so I think a lot of people now are discontent with some of the stuff that's coming out of the White House. But in the end, come October, November, they have to choose between what they see in Donald Trump right now and what they see in Joe Biden. And that's why I still think, you know, Trump is more likely than not to lose. Nothing's a guarantee. Because here's the other thing. Joe Biden's 82 years old, going to be 82 by that time.
So what?
And so, well, hold on. Here's so what. And by the way,
I'm going to be 82
and by the way, this applies.
Hey, Chris,
But you're not running for president.
No, but you'd vote for me, wouldn't you?
This job is like running for president. Listen, hold on.
All right.
We got more with Christie when we come back.
I know you would.
Chris Christie. Sarah.
Yes, well, we have to ask you about your book. I'm sure you'd love to discuss it.
Sure, why not?
What would Reagan do? Life lessons from the last great president. Now, and my model here. But
I want a picture of that.
What do you think Reagan would say about the Republican Party today?
He wouldn't recognize it. And the great thing about Reagan is that we don't have to speculate about it because he did this in 1964. in '64, as he was getting ready to run for governor of California, the John Birch Society was really big in this country. Horribly racist, anti-Semitic, big force in the Republican Party. And the only two people who stood up to the John Birch Society back then were Ronald Reagan and William Buckley. And they did it together. Barry Goldwater promised to do it. He backed off. And it was Reagan who stood up and said, I don't want to have to do anything to change myself to get an endorsement from someone. If you like me and you want to vote for me, that's fine. Doesn't mean I like you.
Well, but he also
and that's what he did. I mean, look, so there's not we don't have to speculate about what he would have done with this party. He would have stood up to Donald Trump and done exactly what needed to be done to say this is wrong, it's bad for the country and bad for our party.
Nancy Reagan would have kicked his behind.
Well, yeah.
I want to go back to I want to go back to Biden for a second. Okay, so let me just say that the economy and jobs report keeps exceeding expectations right now. People should know this. Stock market at an all-time high, which a lot of people, your money is in the stock market whether you know it or not. It's in money markets if you're working and you're investing. It's not just rich people, it's everybody. He has expanded health care benefits. He lowered the cost of insulin, I know, for seniors.
Student loan debt.
Right? What?
Student loans.
Student loan debt. He got rid of that, a lot of it. But the current GOP is focused on impeaching Homeland Security guy, Mayorkas, who did not rise to crimes and misdemeanors, and they're talking about impeaching him. That's how lame they are.
Wasted millions.
They wasted millions of tax dollars on their Hunter Biden obsession. So let me ask you something. Now, I just told you my age. A woman never tells her age. A woman who tells her age will tell you anything. Well, that's me.
So I can't wait to get off the air. That was really great.
I turned 81 in October. Joe Biden is exactly my age.
Right.
I don't see this obsession with his age when all of this is being accomplished in this country. Tell me why that's an issue.
It's an issue for a few reasons. First is that if Joe Biden had the ratings at 81 that you have, it wouldn't be a problem. But 37% approval rating in the country. And the reason for that is all those things you just talked about, which are factually true, he can't sell it. He's not selling it. He can't sell it. And it's not that Joe Biden never could sell it. I've known Joe Biden for 40 years. He was a really good, effective politician. He isn't anymore. He is not effective at selling it.
He's a manager of the country.
No, but Joy,
he manages the country.
Being president is more than just that. It's also convincing people. It's convincing people that what you're doing makes sense. I know you can't take it, but
you were in love with him this morning during the hot topics with Christie.
But it is the truth. Like, look, and so here's Alyssa saying she's concerned about whether Biden can beat Trump, and there are people who are concerned about that. Given that record, there shouldn't be any concern about it. The reason is that people look at him and they say, is he really up to it? Can he really do it? And can he not only do it today, but we're giving him a 4-year contract to go until he's 86.
But when you compare him to Trump, the guy has all these smart people around him. Trump will have every idiot in the country in his administration.
But he's saying that the fear is being unable to convince the public.
Yes, but here's the thing about the public. The public, as we know, is quite fickle. The public will go with whatever poll you say or whatever poll you say. Polls come and go. What isn't happening is not that they can't sell it, it's that the voice, like they should be here and on MSNBC the way the Republicans are on Fox every 4 seconds.
Right. Yeah.
We don't have, in part, we don't have the mouthpiece because we don't have the time because we actually got to get stuff done.
No, that's, look.
I'm sorry, listen, I'm in this, I'm in all of this.
Whoopi, look, we have had Democratic presidents who have been able to sell it. Okay, Barack Obama had no problem selling it
but he did not come in behind a moron who drove the country into the garbage can. And also,
look, I agree.
We are never going to agree.
But I agree with you on that. But
I'm saying I think our problem is less what he's not doing. I think our problem is less how it's getting out there. Because I have to tell you, I watch it.
But that's what I'm saying. We agree. How about this? We agree. Because I'm saying to you, he's not selling it.
Yeah, but you know what?
No,
if he can't sell it, he can't get elected.
No, if you can sell it as much as you want. If you can't get the broadcast out, it's not going to help.
But Obama would be beating Trump by double digits right now. Biden does not have that same strength.
But he is not. Oh, listen, Joe Biden's Joe Biden. Well, sugar. Our thanks. I'm sorry. The book is called "What Would Reagan Do?" Life lessons from the last great president.
Obama was the last great president.
Yeah, I mean, it's available now.